Hello. Happy Friday. It's Friday and I'm ready to swing. Pick up my girls and hit the party. Sing tonight. Oh, it's all right. Y'all remember that? Aaliyah? So get up and let this funky mellow groove get you in the mood. I wonder if I'll get like copyright or something for singing. 'Cause you know it's all right. Maybe not. What is going on, you guys? What's up? Welcome. I'm your host, Keisha King Benton. Welcome to the Keisha King Show. As you come on in, go ahead and hit that like button, share this video out, and subscribe. If because it helps me. Help me help you so we can help each other. So, what is going on, y'all? It's Friday. How was your week? Did you have a good week? It's been a lot going on. So, I figured because there's been so much going on, why not just kind of, just laugh a little bit? We need a little woosah from all the crazy. Because I think if you just stay in just the what's going on, this is going on, even in just the, you know, biblical stuff. You need a, okay, you just need to break a little bit. And then we go right back because we have the joy of the Lord and it is our strength. That is great, Karen. Your week is going good. I'm glad to hear that. Mine too. Mine too. And to continue the goodness that God has bestowed upon us, I figured we just, take it easy today. Take it easy and come up for a little bit of air and laugh just a little bit. um oh man, I got something. I got a few funnies for you guys. What else has been going on? Darn it. How are the kids? Yes, Karen, we do need laughs. Cause baby, listen, you'll be pulling your hair out if you don't. Watch, I saw this. I thought this was cute. Let's start kick us off with this. So this guy, I guess this is like a robber, but he's just take a look. Okay, I'm almost mad. Like, you came in to rob my house and you playing with my dog? Like, was that just to rub it in just a little bit, like drive it in just a little bit harder so you can say, even your dog likes me as I take all your belongings? And then I was like, is this the owner? Because I don't know, y'all. It was just like, and what a, yes, he made friends with the dog. He did, Karen. He made friends with the dog, and it's like, while you rob me, you make friends with my dog. And speaking of the dog, like, I don't know. But if I feed you, I provide you shelter and a good and a good home, at least you can do is protect the house. Okay. I'm gonna need you to not be friendly with the burglar. Like, can you be a dog and like not be friendly with the burglar? I don't think that's too hard to ask. Oh my gosh. Hey DT, what's going on? Um Camp Whore Kid says insurance fraud? Maybe, right? Because you're a little bit too friendly with the dog. We got questions, and I'm sure the insurance company would have questions too. DG says he's the difference between a family pet and a guard dog. Hey, Jay Witt, what's going on? We're laughing at the crazy stuff today because it's crazy. We need a good laugh. DG says that the part that's really disturbing is how confident the robber felt with taking the time to play with it. That's true. Like, you know what? That insurance thing is looking a little. Let's play this back one time. What did he take? Because did y'all see he looked out the window? He looked out the window. Like maybe he knows, maybe he's not the homeowner or whatever, but he knows the homeowner, which is worse. Betrayal. And you see, like, he's like trying to get the dog to like play with him. That's like low down and dirty. Low down and dirty. All right, here's one for you guys. People so dumb. People do dumb stuff for clout. This could be a total scam. I thought about that too, Jay Witt. I thought about that too. People do that's true. Like, did you just, was this for us to be talking about it and you to get those views on Twitter and TikTok or whatever? Totally could be. Freaking, you can't, like, you can't even trust. We can't even trust the videos, like the funny videos. Jeez. Okay, so this is gonna make you it's gonna make you laugh, but it's gonna make you a little bit mad. But don't get all the way mad. Just get a little bit mad, but not all the way mad, because we don't want to get mad today. We're not trying to be mad today. Now, this is supposed to be in a church. Hold on, let's see if I can get this back. This is supposed to be in a church, y'all. And this is, I guess, the priest, pastor, whatever.
De-ice our neighborhood. Invite our neighbors in. We're gonna heal this world with love. Tear down the fences. Gonna de-ice our neighborhood. Invite our neighbors in. We're gonna heal this world with love. Tear down the fences. Gonna de-ice our neighborhood. Invite our neighbors.
You hear the audience? Yeah. We're gonna de-ice our neighborhoods. Yeah.
Gonna de-ice our neighborhood. Invite our neighbors in. We're gonna
invite our neighbors in. Yeah, invite your neighbors in everywhere but your house. Invite your neighbors in to entertain your dog that you take care of, and then they're gonna take your stuff. I'm surprised. I got these videos tied all together because you're gonna invite them in, and the dog is gonna play with them, and they're gonna take your stuff. Mm-hmm. Jamie says not gonna heal nothing with that singing, Brenda. Okay. That's crazy. Wait, Jay, wait, what are you doing? You want to come on and laugh with me? I don't know how do I do the thing? How do I put the link in the wait, no, that's not it. How do I put the link um in the oh guest? I don't how do I do this? I forget. But y'all, this singing is terrible. Hi, Eclectic Candy. Hi, what's going on? Oh, you're out in them streets. Okay, cool. But this is ridiculous. This is so horrendous.
Gonna de-ice our neighborhood. Invite our neighbors in. We're gonna hear.
You ain't even got no rhythm, girl. Like you all off. You're not even on beat. How are you gonna be in the Lord's house off beat? You off beat? You off Bible? You off just off? At least be on beat. Jaywood says he's de-icing the streets. Are you in New York? Maybe you can help Mom Donnie because Mom Donnie is he can't seem to de-ice the streets. He don't know how to do it. Tre gente, three, you know, try G and T. I'm sorry, it's always a struggle. Billie Eilish can help her with that. Sure can. Yes, call Billy. Call Silly Billy. Call Silly Billy. Oh gosh. Okay, here's a funny one.
And we're here in Jordan.
So this is Ammy. He's a American Jew. I think he's American. He's American Jew. And he does like these little skits like Tucker, Candace, and just like funny stuff. So I haven't even seen this one. So let's see.
So you are a Christian Arab priest, and we're here in Jordan. How are Christians treated in Jordan generally?
Well, as Christians in Jordan, we can practice freely and openly. We feel very at home and free to practice as Christians. Yes.
And I assume that's true, like generally true across the Middle East. Yes?
Well, there have been problems, challenges for Christians. You know, you have Syria, Iraq, Egypt, Lebanon, lots of violence and killing.
What about in Israel? What's it like for Christians there?
In Israel, it's very hard, you know.
Have you, as a Christian priest, had any negative experiences there?
Yes, you know, I was in a restaurant in Jerusalem, and I got into a dispute with the waiter because he served me shawarma that was dry.
My God.
Very dry.
Oh,
yeah.
That's disgusting. Do you know why it was dry?
I think...
Do you think he intentionally overcooked the shawarma? I guess what I'm trying to understand is, were there Jewish people in the restaurant, and was their shawarma overcooked, or was it cooked perfectly?
I'm not sure. You know, I didn't try theirs, but may have been better for the Jews. But it could have been an off day. I don't know. But it was hard. You know, this happens.
Did any churches in America reach out to you regarding this incident, or
no?
Ugh, shameful. And I'm just going to say it, and you don't have to ratify this at all, but that is shameful. That is disgusting.
But, you know, to be fair, you know, the churches in Israel and Jerusalem...
But as a Christian in Jordan, it's been generally positive? Is that what you're saying?
It is very nice. We like it.
And what about for Jews in Jordan? Are there Jews in Jordan?
Tucker.
Right. Okay. And what about for women or gay people? I mean, I assume they have equal civil rights too, yes? I love that. And I find it interesting, and a lot of American Christians don't know this. They don't know this at all. We're actually in Jordan, which is where Jesus lived. It's where he was. It's where he was baptized, where he ministered. And like, people don't know that.
Yes, as it is in the Bible. This is where Jesus was baptized, and he was here. This is where he was.
Wait, so that would mean technically Jordan is actually part of historic Israel? Is that true?
Yeah, I mean, it was Israel or Judea. It was called Judea also.
It's called Judea. Historically Israel, or the kingdom of Judah.
Yeah.
Which would make it the ancestral home of
Judeo. It was called Judeo. Y'all know. If you know, you know.
Jewish people.
I mean...
We'll circle back to that.
Yes, good idea.
I just want to hear a little bit more, if you can tell me about just the experiences you've had in Israel that have been negative. Like what's happened to you there as a Christian?
I was staying once at the hotel, the Hilton in Tel Aviv.
Right.
When I went to the front desk, I asked for something, and the woman that was probably a Jewish Israeli, she goes like this.
Terrible.
It's not pleasant.
I just think, and it needs to be said, needs to be stated. I just think any gratuitous violence, any violence against you for being a Christian is just wrong. It's just wrong, and it needs to be condemned, and it needs to be stopped. The violence that's happening in Israel against Christians, it needs to be called out because it's shameful. It's shameful.
If you want to talk about violence against Christians, you have Hamas, Hezbollah, Al-Qaeda, ISIS, Syria.
Thank you for doing this. Thank you so much.
Nigeria.
We're out of time, unfortunately, but thank you. Thank you so much. You've been very useful.
Useful.
Oh man, that was funny. Let me see if he has any more. Let's see. I think that was that one. Wait, let me see this one. We're talking about Billie Eilish.
Yeah, but if somebody broke into my house, I'm definitely calling the cops, right? And all of you would too. We call the cops. Actually, you know what? We wouldn't call the police. We all have private security. Am I right? Am I right? Thank God. No one is illegal on stolen land.
Oh my God, what an embarrassment. So I hear now that she is being sued by the tribe that she done propped her little house up on. Oh, here's another one from Ammy. It says behind the scenes with Candace Owens' research team. Okay, oh gosh. Ooh. Right. Oh my goodness. That's funny. Yo, Candace, I don't know what's going on with Candace. Wait, hold on, let me see. Let me show y'all this. Hold on. Oh, let me say, hey Stephanie, what's going on? How are you? How's your week? How's your week going? Gene Gamble Jr. Hello. Let's see. Imagine Gary Dos. Gary Dos. Gary Dos. Dos amigos. He says in New York, she would probably say no rat is illegal on frozen trash. Wow. Oh, I gotta show y'all this. This is crazy. Let me show y'all this. Man. This is wild. Speaking of Mamdani and all of that, the liberals are going nuts. Let me see. I think it's this one. Oh, wait, no, that's not it. Hold on. Let me see. There he is. Oh, hold on. This is good. Oh, here it is. Here it is. Got it. Oh man, this is crazy.
Behind and picking up. This is a mountain.
This is New York, y'all.
Right here. It stretches almost the whole block.
So I'm walking on 89th Street in between York and East End,
Watch
which
this.
is the closest street to Mayor Mamdani's house. It is completely trashed. I just want you to show you how disgusting it looks. And at the end, you'll be able to see just how close we are to his house, which is at the end of this street. Here. Just so you have reference. Can't forget over here. This has been here a while. Oh,
These liberals do not play. I mean, you know what she's doing. She's trying to let people know where Mamdani lives also by pointing out the trash. Like they turn on their own. There's no loyalty. There is no, they eat their own.
and I did see trucks pass, but no one's picking up the garbage. Okay, now if you get down here, see those stairs? That's where the mayor lives. Okay, here we have more garbage.
It's disgusting.
I mean, it's just such a joke at this point, and it's been like this for days. This is my dog walking street.
Yo, Zoran, where are you? Where is Zoran Mamdani? The streets of New York looks like a fucking dump. You have garbage
about the
all the
language,
fuck
y'all.
up to the top. You have snow all over the fucking place.
Boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. So we got to talk about socialist mayor Zoran Mamdani. We have some more bad news for him. Last
like a post-snowstorm hangover that's lingering thanks to the unending cold temperatures. Snow melters are helping, but those frozen mounds are challenging.
It was like dealing with rock boulders that the workers were out there trying to chop up to try to open up the walkway. So that definitely slowed down some of the progress. And obviously that was a big priority for us.
It all had a domino effect of delaying some of the trash collection, according to the acting commissioner of the sanitation department, Javier Lohan.
Even though we are on track on the Monday service areas, a lot of the people won't start receiving service until tonight at 6 p.m. and that'll go into the overnight and then tomorrow morning.
But the heaps of trash have prompted some outrage.
They got garbage everywhere.
Actor Michael Rappaport, who's no friend of Mayor Mamdani, complained about the trash on the Upper East Side, and council member Ina Vernikov also took aim at the mayor.
I took a walk on several streets.
The mayor says they're working on it.
Sanitation is currently running about.
I don't even I used to live in New York. I lived in Connecticut. I don't know how you live. Hey, what's up, Julian? You live in Queens? The moment it snows, this is not new. It snows every winter. I mean, they are on top of it. I have never seen any part of New York look like that. Never in my life. After a snowstorm. Never. I am, as a former New Yorker, I am it's astonishing, because New York honestly has some of the, when I lived there, had some of the best, you know, New York has some of the best water. It has some of the best like cleanup and, you know, getting on top, because there's so many people. You have to be on top of it. So it's like it is a disgrace. I have never seen it like that. I want people to know that is not like, oh, well, no, that is purely on Mom Donnie. Purely. Or as some people call him, Mom Dummy. Because how you can't clean up trash? This goes to show you how psychotic liberals are. How don't you know how to coordinate trash pickup? You ain't even have to really do nothing, my guy. All you had to do is continue what was already being done. No, you want to come in and fire like, what an idiot. Yes, Julian, we are bearing the consequences of these idiots that voted for this. You are, and it sucks. I hate it for you. Karen says, no wonder. Oh, let me see. DT says, I'm a former New Yorker and I left over 20 years ago because after Giuliani, I could see where the city was headed that far back. Wow. I came after Giuliani and it was nowhere near what I have seen New York is today. And, you know, it's certainly, I mean, just nothing. I think he did fire people and I think people quit. But I'm saying like the system, like you didn't have to, like there was a system already in place. Let's just run the system. Like it's crazy. Eclectic Candace says in spring 2017, it was pretty nasty. Trash piled everywhere around Nintendo. I can't imagine. That's crazy. Enemy at work big time. Come Jesus come. Oh yeah, the enemy is doing massive to you know what? It's crazy. The enemy is doing he's, you know, the enemy can't do anything to believers. Like he can irritate us, but you can't really, I mean, that's it. But for the people who who are just out in this dying and decaying world, just with no protection, no Holy Spirit, the enemy is just making you more. He just keeps destroying you. You know, like the more you keep believing his lies, the more you keep believing in the enemy, it just keeps destroying you, literally. You know, so it keeps just getting worse for the people who believe in this junk. So that's crazy. There was there was another one. Hold on, y'all. I gotta show you this one too, because it's wild. Let's see, where is it? What was I looking at? Was it, I thought it was on. This is so crazy. We watch YouTube. You said it. Look, this is what New York. Look, watch this. This is crazy. Watch.
This is what New York City looks like nearly 2 weeks since about a foot of snow fell here. Here in New York, there's the dirty snow and the mountains of stinky garbage.
Here's what Moshe saw today on his walk to work.
New Yorkers have taken to social media to document what they're describing as probably biohazardous piles of gray and black snow blocking street corners. Also yellow. Dogs have gotten involved. Temperatures have barely inched above freezing since the storm, so the snow hasn't had a chance to melt. At the same time, there hasn't been much in the way of snow removal since right after it had a chance to melt.
That is insane. Sorry, I'm eating one of these. Y'all remember these candy? Y'all remember these? My husband says these are old people candy, but they are so good. Old people knew what was up. We watch, it says New York City covered in garbage igloos. Mm. Mhm. We watch this, gives me more confidence in igloos. Basically, that's what it is. Look at that. That's all. That's like up to the light pole. Insane.
At the same time, there hasn't been much in the way of snow removal since right after the snow fell. Check out these videos from around the internet.
We've reached the point of no return here in New York City. We now have garbage igloos. The garbage igloos are taking over underneath this dirty, dirty, dirty snow. We have also unlocked snow volcanoes.
Others are joking that the city's new hottest real estate is igloos, snow caves, and take a look at this 75-foot long row of trash bags resting outside apartment buildings on the Upper East Side. During the storm, garbage trucks were repurposed as plows, leading to backlogs of trash pickup. And now the snow piles are making it tough for sanitation workers to pick up garbage bags. And aside from being just kind of gross, several EMS workers at New York Presbyterian Weill Cornell said snow buildup is making it difficult to move through the area. A reporter for the New York Post saw at least 6 ambulances stuck in heavy traffic with lights and sirens on along York Avenue. An EMT told the New York Post that this is one of the worst snow removals that they've ever seen. They said it's been a while since we've had this amount of snow, but it is affecting the traffic. New York's Department of Sanitation has written about 1,009.
Crazy. It's insane. Look at this.
This has been an exceptionally cold, extended period. That wind chill right now is 4 below.
Gone is the covering of fluffy white powder, replaced by the sludge right there.
Wow, that was a really cool shot to see it from the aerial view. It's pretty cool.
Replaced by the sludge right there.
New York City, one of the most beautiful cities in the world, a city that's beauty is only intensified by snowfall.
I want to be with you.
Look at that.
See when the skies are blue.
That's kind of awesome. But few show what the city looks like after a snowstorm.
Ugh, that's gross. I don't even want to see it. It's like messing up my memories. I used to, when I lived in New York, when I would get off of work from I worked at a restaurant and popular restaurant. And I would sometimes, like when it would snow, I would drive through Central Park. I would have my taxi drive me through Central Park on my way. It is so beautiful. New York is really a beautiful city. It really is. Like when it's kept up. I loved living in New York. And now it's a mess. It's disgusting. It's hot garbage. Okay. Hot, stinky garbage. That ain't what you want. That ain't what you want, and it's not what you need. Let's look at this one. This is a throwback from
this woke
you'll enjoy.
liberal accused Charlie Kirk of hating half of America. But watch how his classy comeback left zero room for debate.
So let's talk about DEI programs in the workforce.
A project of DEI at United Airlines was that we want to get 40% of our pilots to be women or people of color. We look at that and we say, wow, you're going to have to lower standards to get to that goal.
Why would you have to lower standards?
Well, because...
Are you saying that black people are inherently inferior?
I'm saying the opposite. I'm saying that black people are only 13% of the population.
Now, why would you get that you would have to lower that you we watch this. I'm still miffed over old people candy, LOL. Miffed. Are you miffed? I'm sorry. No shade.
So you understand, at least from our perspective, that we worry that the pursuit of diversity can mean the compromising of excellence.
Charlie Kirk, this country is diverse. This country is 13% black, it's 14% immigrant, and 50%.
Okay, wait a minute. Now, let's just take a look real quick at what this this lady has on. I'm gonna do this because I want to bring this up because I want just go with me, just rock with me for a little bit, like just flow with me. Now, bring your attention to this get up. What is this? You got on a turtleneck, a sleeveless turtleneck with some kind of Dorothy, Wizard of Oz, plaid, purple plaid. Y'all know, like that the spaghetti strap. I don't even know what that is on top of the sleeveless turtleneck. You got one sleeve, you got a jacket on, but not really, just a little bit because you got one arm out. And you got these you got the dreads, the curled up dreads with the two little ponytails. Ma'am, pick a style. Like, do you want Goldilocks, Goldie dreadlocks? Do you want, Dorothy and the picnic? Are you hot? Are you cold? Is it wintertime? Is it summertime? Ma'am, what is going on? Like when I look at what you're wearing, I'm not surprised that this clip went viral. It's almost like what's going on the inside is coming out on the outside. Like, this is a lot. If you like, and then it's like some kind of waist cincher, waist snatcher. Like, what is that? Some kind of belt? Y'all, like the left, I thought y'all would have y'all are supposed to be, the creative ones, the ones that's really tapped into, the arts and, style and fashion, conservative. We're supposed to be, pearls and a blazer, pearls and, our Sunday dress. We kind of keep it simple. We don't really do too much. Y'all are supposed to, be the ones with the style. What is this? This is like liberalism. It's like it brought your brain. I'm convinced. Because what if somebody came into an office wearing this? You would literally think that something was wrong with them. You would think they look, when people go for mental health exams and stuff, they look to see if your clothing matches the weather. Because that's one of the key things that you'll see a lot of, you see homeless people, it's like 80 degrees and they got on a skull cap and they got on jackets and blankets. You know what I'm saying? Before they get to the homeless state, when they go, if they try to get help, that's one of the questions that they ask. They look for that to make sure that your dress is appropriate. I'm not even trying to be funny. If she walked into a mental health place, they would have questions. Because what is this, ma'am? You got on a sleeveless turtleneck with a jacket, with a plaid. Like, what is this? That's crazy. Sorry, y'all. Sorry. I mean, it's just like, she looks like she dressed for hot flashes for real. For real. And she's way too young to do that. That's a good one. She's way too young to dress. Exactly, Julian. Pick a struggle. Pick one. Good gracious. Gene Gamble Jr. says, being old people. Love that, Candy. My granny used to share this with me. They are good. They are so good. By the way, we're talking about the strawberry flavored candy. No, we don't really know what it is because it's just a strawberry flavored candy, hard candy. We don't know. It's basically sugar, okay? But these, y'all remember these? It used to come in that that little fake stocking Easter, the Christmas stocking. You know, not the fake. It wasn't fake, but y'all know what. You remember? It was like pre-packaged, and these were in there. Y'all know these were the bomb. You know. DG says that's like people who wear down vests, turtlenecks on top, and shorts on the bottom, like people who live on Martha's Vineyard. Never understood that combination either. Okay. Shabzeel, hey there, says, to be honest, women in the West aren't as feminine anymore. Well, that is true. Welcome back. I remember you from yesterday. I didn't get an email from you. I thought we was gonna, talk about Islam. But you are right. Women in the West are not as feminine. That is true. Hey, Joseph. Y'all make sure y'all hit the like button. We watch this. That sleeveless turtleneck is called a dickie. Is that true? Is that for real? You behave. Oh, man. Her hair is kind of pretty. Would it be wool? I've never had nor talked extensions. That, I think those are dreads. It could be extensions, though. I don't know. They need to bring rocks. I don't even know what that is. Rock shacks back for the evolution of these. I don't even know what that is. It school me. I don't know what that is. I'm not Googling that. I think when it came out of my mouth, I was like, oh, I think I know. Don't be slick. Oh wait, hold on. Let's finish listening to what she has to
Not
say.
say
All of that is true.
that you
Hold on.
are America first if you do not care about half of America.
I care about them so much. I want the only thing that they're ever judged on is to be their character or their competency, not their skin.
This woke liberal accused.
They don't want that. They don't want, the left doesn't want people to be judged by their skill because they would never do anything. They have to be judged by all these superficial exterior attributes. Oh, your melanin level. Oh, who you sleep with. Who, all of that stuff. It's nothing. They don't want to be judged by anything real, just superficial stuff. Because they probably wouldn't ever work again. They never have a job. Like, listen to this guy. This is this is insanity.
Man on the street was asked who's smarter, liberals or conservatives, and it goes about how you'd expect.
Trump or Biden?
Liberal, when you're smart.
Biden?
Yeah.
How come?
Did you know that the fundamental difference between liberal and conservative is educated or not educated, intelligent or not intelligent?
No, that's not true. That's just a statistic, but that's not what makes you a liberal or conservative.
Well, that was what I was talking about, was the statistic. Are you aware that statistically liberals have more intelligent people, conservatives have more?
So do you think getting educated makes you intelligent?
Yeah. I got this way by studying at the collegiate level for 30 years.
All right.
Cute hair, dude.
First of all, the dude said that the difference between conservatives and liberals is like IQ, and he was saying it as if liberals had the high IQ. Like, he's trying to say, oh, because more liberals do have high, college degrees. He doesn't understand that colleges are trash. Exactly. 30 years, and that was the result. Pathetic. I think we need to watch that one
A
again.
liberal man on the street was asked, who's smarter, liberals or conservatives? And it goes about how you'd expect.
Trump or Biden?
Liberal, when you're smart.
Biden?
That is, somebody ask you Trump or Biden, you say liberal. What? Oh my gosh. Somebody comes up to you, hey, Trump or Biden? Conservative. Like what? Trump or Biden? Liberal. It didn't dawn on him that he didn't even answer the question. Like he really thought he was saying something. They gone. It looks like he has like some kind of scar on his head. So maybe that's why he's not well.
Yeah.
How come?
Did you know that the fundamental difference between liberal and conservative is educated or not educated, intelligent or not intelligent?
No, that's not true. That's just a statistic, but that's not what makes you a liberal or conservative.
Well, that was what I was talking about, was the statistic. Are you aware that statistically liberals have more intelligent people, conservatives have more?
So do you think getting educated makes you intelligent?
Yeah. I got this way by studying at the collegiate level for 30 years.
All right.
Cute hair.
30 hard years. All your teachers quit. They quit. They threw in the towel because they was like, never again. Never again. They quit. Because clearly, if you got to go to school for 30 years and come out not even being able to answer basic questions, the schools failed you. They failed you probably when you were accepted into the school, because I would imagine that you didn't start, that it was probably bad when you applied and they accepted you anyway. And it just got worse from there. Like, I don't imagine you came in like knowing things and then you just digressed and just regressed, and I don't know. Like that, this is a lot too. 30 years. Wow. That's a lot. That's a lot. Man, oh man. Here's one. This is funny. So this is liberal parents versus conservative parents.
You got a C in science.
That's totally okay.
School is hard, and grades are a social construct.
Just like gender.
And if you're gay, that's okay.
Or better yet, trans.
Oh my God, yes. Now we're talking. I'll call Dr. Shapoinki. We'll set up a time for the appointment.
Oh, snip, snip, easy peasy.
Our friends are gonna be so jealous.
Oh my God, trans kid.
Trans kid, they them. You got a C in math?
But with these kinds of grades, you're wrong to be poor.
Or worse, gay.
A gay son? What will our friends think?
That's it. I'm calling the pastor down here and you're getting conversion therapy. I will not raise a gay son.
Oh, we can't be gay.
You got a C in science?
That's totally.
This is like, I get it's making fun of both liberals and conservatives, but the fact that they put the woman like that as a conservative, I think is an indictment on conservatives, for real. I like that's not, it's not accurate, but it's too, we know like what they're talking about, we know what they're talking about, and that's too common. That's a little bit too common. I didn't even see like all that. I just saw like the first part, but exactly. The liberal woman is more conservative than, oh, this is low-key shade. Good catch. The liberal woman is more conservative dressed than the conservative couple. This is some straight garbage. Messed up. Low down and dirty is just Shade. Shade on the low. Julian says, I never went to school in America at all. Where'd you go to school? Julie says 30 wasted years. Facts. Facts. Mm-mm-mm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It's actually entertaining watching people who are brainwashed by Western liberalism talk about liberalism. Who's brainwashed by Western liberalism? Who that? Who's brainwashed by Western liberalism? Who is brainwashed by oh man, there's let's see. We watched this. He could have spent 1 year in my homeschool and I would have saved him 30 years of educational finances. Same here. Same here. Julian says, many people have the idea that the word gender is not biblical. It is a theory from the evil Dr. John Money. It is. That's true. I'm going to have to assume you, Keisha. Sorry. So you're going to assume you made a statement. You made a claim that you were watching Western people who were brainwashed by liberalism talk about liberalism. And you say that you're going to have to assume that it's me. Now, that is your statement. You made the statement that you said you're watching, that you were getting, kicks and giggles out of watching brainwashed liberals. But then you have to assume that you're talking about me. Why do you have to assume? Why you can't just say it? Say it with you. You think I'm a brainwashed liberal? Is that what you mean? Just say it all the way with your chest. You think I'm a brainwashed liberal. Is that what you think? Now, because that shouldn't be an assumption. Because why would if it's an assumption? It didn't sound like an assumption when you first made the statement. It sounded like you were you're convinced. So you don't have if you had to assume, you could just ask me. That would have been better. And you diminish your own argument and your own credibility when you make such a claim, and then you try to insult me with your assumption from the claim. An assumption and a claim, you know what I mean? They just don't kind of go together. It's kind of double-minded right there. So I think you need to fix that. Listen, I am so far from being that's why I want to hear where's the brainwashed liberal where is it? Where are my brainwashed liberal statements? Where are my brainwashed liberal content? Where is it? Where's the brainwashed liberal stuff? What's your evidence for me and us being brainwashed? Co-host, don't you think he needs to show some evidence of us being brainwashed? I think so. I mean, that's a hefty claim. So that's a hard thing to say. Says, good point, to be honest, but I can just tell by how you interpret your religion. He can humana. He can tell, he can just tell. He's a mind reader. Now, you know what is so funny? And we can certainly have a chuckle about this one too, since it's Fun Friday. What's funny is liberals tend to be the ones who think that they can mind read. I know that you're a racist by the color of your skin. That's mind reading. That is exactly what that is. I know who you are by the person that's the person that you are, because you're a Republican. How about that? I know exactly who you are. I know who you are because you are a white male. Yeah, your gender, all of this stuff. It's the lefties, it's the brainwashed liberals that actually are the ones that try to do the mind reading. But Shabzeel says we're the brainwashed ones, even though he is trying to read our minds and not go off of our words or content. Isn't that strange? It sounds like he's more liberal than us. I don't know. I'm just saying. Let's see. Breaking in huge win. Appeals court slaps down Biden judges block on Trump's executive orders aimed at eliminating DEI. Awesome. Wow. Let's see if that's on Twitter. Let's read that real quick. These kind of stories probably make Shabzeel real mad. Probably makes him real mad. I don't fit into any paradigm. I'm not a collective. Me either. I am not a collective. Let's see. Oh, wow. So it says, federal appeals. Here, let me share this so I can show you guys real quick. I just found it. It says breaking, just like DT said, in huge win. Appeals court slaps down Biden judges block on Trump's executive orders aimed at eliminating DEI. A federal appeals court. Gosh, I hate all these things. A federal appeals court on Friday vacated an activist judge's injunction blocking President Trump's executive orders aimed at eliminating DEI policies. President Trump previously signed 2 executive orders that instructed agencies in the executive branch to end discriminatory DEI policies. One executive order directed DEI policies to be eliminated in federal agencies and other EO targeted recipients of federal grants. Last year, a Biden-appointed federal judge entered a preliminary injunction against Trump's executive orders. The case was brought by the mayor and city council of Baltimore, Maryland, and 3 national associations. Last year, a judge, blah, blah, blah. Let's see. In the first case, the judge issued the district court in a plenary stated pending now. We now vacate the district's court injunction and remand, the judges wrote. Okay. So it looks like we'll get some solid getting rid of DEI, more, getting this codified to get rid of DEI. So that would be good. Okay, what's going on in these comments? Is Shabzizi? Is Shabzizi back? Shabzizi. That's what we're gonna call you. Shabizi Shabzizi. Because most Christians in the West don't even actually follow their religion. They mix their religion with their secular beliefs. Oh, do they, Shabzizi? Most Christian. Okay, what do you guys want to do? Do y'all want to engage with this conversation with Shabzizi, or do we want to continue the funny? I mean, I personally I've gotten my chuckles. You know, we can, but I don't mind engaging in this conversation with Shabzizi. Shabzizi. All right. So let's see. We watch this. Not really. He's not interesting. Okay. Okay, I'll stop. My bad, Christians. I love you all. Listen, I was about to cook. Okay. You was about to get, we watched she just saved you. She just saved you because you was about to get this work, this good Christian work. Okay, that's what was coming your way. Okay, so we go, but here we'll do this. Lord, I can't even. Shabzizi, come back on Monday. Monday during the day, the live during the day, we'll pick that up. But it's Friday. Okay. You like that? You laughing, Shabzizi? You laughing? Because you know you was about to get that work. We was about to be cooking over here. Look at this, y'all. Now, this is some straight foolery. Watch this. Does anybody live in California? Because this right here is cray cray. But this is the left's mindset. It just don't make no doggone sense. Look at this.
Welcome to the progressive bastion of Marin County, California, where we environmentalists go out of our way to separate our refuse for a more sustainable planet. Residents can be fined up to $500 for not properly separating their trash. As you can see,
residents could be fined up to $500 for not separating their trash. And yet the city worker dumped all the trash in one bin. Shabzizi, you should know about this because this sounds like something you might do.
the separating can be futile as all this trash is remixed in the truck and hauled to the landfill. This is at the end of Tiburon's Restaurant Row, where the restaurants diligently separate their waste into recyclables, compostables, and common trash. I witnessed bin after bin of meticulously sorted waste, several tons worth, dumped into the same truck, crushed, and hauled away. Recycling is not specifically mentioned in the book, but rent-seeking is, and so is virtue signaling.
That's crazy.
Welcome to the progressive bastion of Marin County, California, where we environmentalists go out of our way to separate our refuse for a more sustainable planet. Residents can be fined up to $500 for not properly separating.
That is, that really, because just like the New York thing, when you have all these city, in California, you pay a lot of taxes, okay? And then they want to fine you for not separating your garbage properly, too. So you got taxes on top of fines, and then they don't even bother to do their jobs that you're paying them all this tax money to do. It is just so utterly ridiculous. Like, California is such a beautiful state as far as like the weather and the natural, nature, the beaches and all of the mountains and all of that stuff. It has like literally everything. But Stephanie, I don't understand. How do you do it? Oh, okay. You just said California is ridiculous. We're only here because of my mom, to be honest. Oh, bless your heart. Well, God bless your mother. Oh my goodness. That's a lot. Like, I'm not saying dump your trash anywhere. I think you should try to keep your trash and stuff, do all that stuff properly. But good gracious. That is too much. You're paying too much money. Oh gosh.
I don't understand.
Okay, here we go. Here's another. They she finna say something stupid. Let's see if we can hold it together. Don't bet on me. Don't bet on me.
I don't understand because someone really needs to tell me if I'm fucking really delusional here, but
I'm gonna stop you right there. I'm gonna stop you right there, girl. Okay. What is up? Okay. You look 40. She looked like she could. I see some bags. She looked like she could be 40 something. You got gray hair though, like you 60, maybe 55, The glasses and the septum. No, you didn't pass by the mirror this morning. You didn't take a quick 1, 2. You didn't do a quick, you didn't bother. You thought this is how you wanted to come out into the world, huh? Like what? Okay, and she wants us, she's asking us, do we think she's delusional? Let's give her the benefit of the doubt. Let's hear her out. Maybe she's not. Looks can be deceiving. You might look delusional, but not really be delusional. So let's see. And I don't know what she's gonna say, so the language might be a little much, but we can, we're not children. We know what to do with that.
My fucking autistic brain doesn't understand. Okay. I am severely depressed right now. I am just barely surviving. I've been unemployed since March. I am a single parent. I have no income whatsoever except for the weekly unemployment that I get. That is so shit. Okay. And I am just keeping it together. Okay. Just barely. And people are like, talk to your friends. Tell them how you're feeling. Reach out to the people that love you. What's the point in doing that? Why would I do that? Am I going to really text somebody and say, hey, I'm severely depressed over here and there's nothing you can do for me? It's so stupid. And this, obviously, I'm coming from someone, I keep my emotions to myself.
Okay, this is not funny. It's sad. And it's sad because she thinks that other human beings won't help you, come out of your depression. Like God made us as the enemy is so deceptive because the very thing that would help her, he's telling her that's not the thing to do. We are human beings. We are made to connect with other people. She thinks that being isolated is good when she's already depressed. She doesn't even understand that just being around other people can actually brighten your day. You don't have to go pop a pill. That just other people can help lift you up. Now, don't go around other liberals because that's going to make you more depressed. What you need to do is get around happy people. Go get around some people who have joy. Go get around some people that bring you joy. That, my friends, will help you. And even better than that, if this woman would allow God in her life to give her the love and that she is desperately looking for, it would be life-changing for this woman. But if any one of us tried to share that with her, she would probably cuss us out, tell us that we were like Christian nationalist or something. She would probably, who knows? It probably wouldn't go well. And it's just so sad that the very thing that is actually good for you, the enemy tells you is bad for you. It's the same thing in the garden. Same thing from the garden. He don't have any new tricks. Oh, here, you're going to come and know all this stuff and you're going to be like God. Yeah, okay. That's really, really sad. Boy, I tell you. Oops. Man, oh man. All right, what's going on? This is sad. Hey, Caleb. But welcome to the world of stripped of religion. Yeah, and I know we are of the Christian faith, but people that believed in a higher being, something bigger than themselves, they would be at least temporarily happier. We know that only Jesus can save you, so don't mishear me. I'm not saying that you can, claim another God and get into heaven. No, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about just if you believe in something bigger than yourself, you're going in the right direction, is what I'm saying. Like you're not so self-focused, because when you're self-focused, you're going against God's design. He didn't design us to be self-focused. He designed us to be neighbor, like other people focused. We serve them, they serve us, everybody gets fulfilled. That's God's way. But you have to think on things higher than yourself, God, in order to understand that. And unfortunately, these people don't. It's all about them. That's why they're so miserable. Let's see. Let me see this. I don't know if this is funny.
No, I like it.
But we'll see. Wait, who? I see Jax. I'm sorry, I'm all in the video. I didn't even see in the chat. Who's from Jax? Gracie. Love you. And Jax is my second. Oh, okay. Hi. Well, welcome. Welcome. Thank you, We Watch. Ooh, what kind of cake are you baking? Tell us when you come back. Enjoy. Okay, y'all, look at this. I know. Just wait. Let's see what she says.
If I hear of someone whose fashion that I like and I know that they're a person of color, I try to make it a point. But the clothes have to be available. I think we can all do some work to think about that balance in our wardrobes. What does our closet look like and who's in it? Mm-hmm. Who are we supporting in it?
Right.
And I think if you have the money to buy Chanel, then you have the money to buy everybody.
Right.
And so let us be mindful, I think would be my advice.
Yeah.
If I hear
why do I have to, if I'm in the department store and I see a dress I like, I have to go look up who made the dress, make sure they Black before I buy the dress. Michelle don't even do that. Like, nobody does that. Ain't nobody doing that. Nobody's doing it. She's sitting up here talking about, oh, buy Black, buy the Black people, buy from the Black people. Is Gucci made by black people? Is Christian Louboutin made by black people? Is Louis Vuitton made by black people? Is Givenchy made by black people? Let me see, who else do they love? Who else do black folks love to wear? All the labels. Most of the labels are not black fashion houses. They're not. And they get on rap songs, radio, TV, everywhere they go, and they talk about all of these different designers. None of them are black. But then when they're sitting around the black people and they're doing like political stuff, they're like, oh, make sure you buy black. It's so phony. It's like, I am so surprised that black Americans have not caught on to the scam that the left is running on black people. Like, I know it's changing, but there are still 90-something plus percentage of black Americans who vote at a 90-something percent. It's getting lower 90s, but it's still, it ain't, I mean, like, how do we have so many black people that just, that is some kind of, you have to just have gotten rid of all your reasoning. You're completely giving yourself over to the Democrat Party. You have completely lost all of your senses, because ain't no way you're actually paying attention to what is happening around you, and you're listening to, you're listening to what Democrats say, you're listening to what conservatives say, and you're like, you sit back after you have judged both things and you say, you know what, liberalism sounds good. You're not doing that. You're not. You just are that. These people are the real brainwashed people, not us. Good gracious. Like, it is so pathetic for Michelle to get her face on anybody, in front of anybody's camera, and act like she's Miss I buy black, I do it. Yes, I do. Girl, no, you don't. No, you don't. Like, oh, God, these people make me sick. Exactly, Karen. I take no advice from Michelle. None. Zero. Ugh. DG says, what about the right of choice? Oh, wait, you must support black because everything about her is about race. I loathe her. She is such a disgrace. She's a phony. That's what pisses me off about it. You're so phony. You don't do anything. You haven't lived the life that you try to act like you have lived. You haven't struggled the way you try to act like you've struggled. You don't shop the way you try to act like you shop. You don't hang out with the people that you try to act like you are, that you hang out with. All of it is phony. You don't care about the people that you say you care about. You don't care about the children you say you care about. You don't even care about the black people you say you care about. And these are facts from your own words and your actions. And what does the Bible say? We shall know them by their what? Their fruit. And the fruit of Michelle Obama is disgusting and rotten to the core. And you can take that all the way to the bank. Oh, she gets me. Rock 64, hello and welcome, says it's not about color. It's right or wrong, good or evil, plain and simple. That's right. It's just Michelle and all of these black women, mostly. It is mostly black women who keep this foolishness up. The Democrat Party lives and breathes through black women. I'm like Jane Whitlock. My email is Keisha@KeishaKing.com. Fight me. The Democrat Party lives and breathes through Black women. It feeds on their indoctrinated mind. If Black women at a major scale said, you know what? I'm not buying these lies anymore, it would be shut down. See, they can't do it with the Black man because he's number one, he's a man, and they think that men automatically have more privilege than women. So it can't be the Black man. So they use the Black woman. She is Black. She has more melanin, so it's an obvious distinction. She's a woman, which they see you as inferior. So that's all they do. They just play on the fact that you're Black and that you're a woman. And we can sell you anything we want. We can sell you lies. We can sell you deceit. We can sell you corruption. We can sell you death and destruction. They literally sell you on unaliving your own children. I'm not making these are all facts. They sell you on destroying the family. You know how crazy, how indoctrinated you have to be a woman and be cool with unaliving babies and dismissing family. That's what we are here for. That's what God made us to be a helper to our husband. That means helping him with the family, which means the children. Everything that the Democrats, the left are about destroying that. So how do you the amount of brainwashing that has gone out to Black women, and not just it's not just that the brainwashing has gone out. It is that they have received it. They have internalized it. They have taken it in. And yes, I say they, because I'm not Black. I'm not Black in a political sense. I happen to have more melanin in my skin, but Blackness ain't about melanin. It's about politics, okay? So they have bought into and received and internalized all of these lies. And that is why I said at the top of the show that the leftist ideas, it eats you internally and it shows on the outside. Remember with the girl with the crazy dress? It's the internal shows externally. And that's why Black women have all this heart disease, highly overweight, just all of these, there's not many good statistics. Single moms, it's a lot of negative, having the most of negative statistics. It makes it sad. It makes me sad. Eclectic candidate, is the Black vote still 90% Democrat? I think so. I really do think so. Let me look. Let's see. This is the Center for. Let's see. Hi, Megan. Hey, girl. How are you? Let's see. We got 2024. Black men voted 21% for Trump and 75% for Kamala. And Black women voted 10% for Trump and 89% Kamala. That's a lot. That's a lot. Oh my goodness. It's just so ridiculous. Like, when are you gonna get enough? When? It's right. It's this right here. So you got white men, white women, black men, black women, right? There. That's crazy. 75% of the men and 89% of the women. I mean, the men are it's better, but it's still too many. That's still too many. With all of the information that we have out here, that black people voting that in that percentage for liberals is way too many. Julian says it may be illegals at this point. I don't think so. I don't think, because that's been way before black people been locked into the Democrat Party. You try to take the Democrat Party from a black person or try to give them any new idea about the Democrat Party, and they will fight you. Okay? They are tied. They are tied up together. Good gracious. Karen says, I'm part of the 10% for Trump. Me too, girl. Good gracious. Yes, Megan, the Democrat plantation, as they say, it really is a plantation. DT says, no, eclectic is closer to about 60%, which is why the Democrats opened the borders, because they need replacement. So, well, this is a 2024 poll. Let's see, sample sizes were relatively small. Let's see, black men voters in 2020, I mean, there's obviously with all polls, there's a margin of error. Let's see. This says a margin of error is 11.4 points, which is a lot. Oh my gosh, that means it could go either way, though. That's crazy. Eclectic Candace says, the Democrat Party sold us all a lie that they were the party for civil rights. The Republican Party was started to stop the spread of slavery, and the Democrat Party hijacked that truth. They did. And I don't. Yes, it takes two. Like, we can blame, the Democrat Party is at fault, but Black Americans are at fault as well, because nobody made you believe it. Nobody made you stop trying for jobs and the betterment of your family. They chose to, as my friend Chado Jackson says, and Booker T. Washington, well, actually Booker T. Washington is the original one that said this originally, they cast down their buckets and they picked up a picket sign. So they stopped working and supporting their families, and they went and picked up a picket sign and started marching in front of and just harassing people and forgot about their families. Like, that's what the enemy does. This is okay. We need to talk about this. This is good. The enemy cannot only present something to you for it to affect you. The presentation of the temptation, just by the enemy presenting the thing, is not that's not the point. That's not the part that matters. It's when you receive the thing. It's the transfer of you accepting the belief and walking those beliefs out. That's the problem. The enemy cannot do it he can't just like make you believe something. He can't possess you like without your will. You have to give yours. You have to make the exchange. And it works the same way with God. God doesn't just possess you and say, here's the Holy Spirit. It's just going to overtake you without you. You have to receive it. You have to take on the beliefs. You have to walk it out in faith. Now you can walk it out and you can have fear, which is faith in lies, or you can have real faith in the Holy Spirit, in God Almighty, Yahweh, Jesus, the one God, the one true and living God. It is not just blaming the left. There had to be agreement, so I just wanted to say that because when we think about these things and when we talk about these things, we can't just blame one side. We don't just blame Satan in the garden. We blame Adam and Eve, mostly Adam. He had to partake as well. And, I think in the West, speaking of the West, Shab Zizi, if you're still here, in the West, we have, y'all put some gold hearts in the chat for your girl. We don't realize how the enemy comes. Hear me good. We don't realize how the enemy comes. It's like we think that the enemy is going to come looking like the enemy. I don't know what people think, but they forget that the enemy is not going to come as, something, like something you would obviously recognize. He's not going to come obviously. That's why the Bible tells us to test. You have to be, what is it? 2 Corinthians 11. 5, I know it's 2 Corinthians. Lest we be ignorant of Satan's devices. I know I talk about this a lot because I just see it everywhere. People are so ignorant of Satan's devices. When God told me that my skin color had become an idol in my life, that thought would have never crossed my mind. I would have never put 2 and 2 together. I didn't see how these beliefs had gotten into my thinking, my conscious, the things that I believed. I didn't see it. But the moment that God told me and revealed it to me, I immediately saw it. And I wasn't one of these people walking around, black is everything, everybody is black, and everybody came from black, and Jesus is black. I wasn't one of those people. But I saw myself through the lens of being black. Oh, as a black woman, this, as a black person, this, black in America. I was separating God's people. I was separating us into these categories, unbiblical categories. And God was not pleased with that, but I didn't see it. It was not obvious to me. But that didn't make it less of an idol. It was still just as much of an idol as if I had a statue. It was an idol nonetheless. It was an idol all the same. But you're not gonna, that's why you have to examine the thoughts. Let me show y'all this. I saw something, and I don't talk about Candace Owens very often, but I saw something on her a video, and because she recently said, and I'm going to talk about this I'm going to talk about more of this on Monday, but this is just to get us thinking about this. I want you to hear this really quick. And I'm bringing this up because she talks about astrogliding, which is a it's demonic. And this is a video that was done. Let's see. This was over a year ago. And when I heard this, I'm like, these were the seeds to exactly what she's talking about today. But you wouldn't have picked it up unless you really listened to what she was saying. Watch this.
Risk of losing his job as a basketball player. And the title of the be trusted, or they weren't telling us the truth over something that probably was completely meaningless. But I think it just spoke to my natural character. And so when I got into politics and I recognized that the same thing was happening, that people were reaching this level of popularity where they suddenly felt that they just wanted to stay comfortable and they were no longer reaching to reveal the truth to their audiences, it was a tremendous letdown for me. Genuinely was a tremendous letdown for me. And so yesterday's episode.
So she's trying to say, she's boosting up her moral, her moral credibility, with her audience. I was the one who saw this in politics. Nobody else was seeing this. I was so shocked to see what was going on in politics. Okay. And she's trying to say she saw this thing and she was just, she didn't like it. Let's just listen.
Episode didn't come without thought. It was a discussion rather that I was having with my family, with my sisters, with my husband, when I started stumbling upon deeper and deeper truth and much of it just being so obscured from the public. Should we bring this forward? Do we want to be the people that bring this forward? Do we want to be the people that put our lives at risk, that put our reputation at risk? And I just know that there has been a lot that's been happening in the world, but I felt very much that the signs were there, that the public was ready, and that I was ready to sort of deliver this information. And so I want to jump right back into that discussion that we were having really about spiritualism. And I'm going to use not a current event, but a recent current event that happened a couple of years ago. You will remember this because I think it might have been the craziest moment from 2022. So Kyrie Irving, at the time, he still might be a basketball player for the Brooklyn Nets, tweeted a link to a documentary, absent commentary. He didn't tweet this and say, I agree with this. He didn't tweet this and say, I disagree with this. He just tweeted a link to a readily available documentary that was on Amazon, and he said nothing. And the next thing you knew, he was a mainstream story and he was at risk of losing his job as a basketball player. And the title of the documentary was From Hebrews, to Negroes. And if he had just tweeted it and the media didn't react with such insanity, probably no one would have watched it. I'm serious. It was a nothing thing, but they made such a big deal out of it that I remember watching the situation go down and going, okay, what is in this documentary that people are freaking out so much that the NBA has given him, you'll recall this, a list of 6 demands, a list of 6 action items that he must complete in order to return to the franchise. Okay. Absurd. Do you remember this headline that was going on? This is what Kyrie Irving must do to give his life back.
Hold on. I might have. Okay, let me just keep going. Maybe I missed it, but
for having tweeted out a link to a documentary that's available on Amazon. Not Jeff Bezos, but Kyrie Irving is at fault. Not Jeff Bezos for making it readily available on Amazon. The first set of things that he had to do, the first thing he had to do was he had to issue an apology for posting a link to the movie, condemn the harmful and false content, and make it clear that he does not have anti-Jewish beliefs. Secondly, he had to complete the anti-hate causes by the Nets. So from the Black community going, what are you doing right now? What did he do that was so wrong? And I don't think he actually ended up doing any of that because...
Now, she brought all that up. She said, I don't think he ended up doing any of it. I don't think he ended up doing any of it. Okay, all right.
Then there was outrage and outcry, rightfully so, from the Black community going, what are you doing right now? What did he do that was so wrong? And of course, because of the way my brain works, when I see the media overreact, I just go, what's in this documentary? I mean, I think that's called the Streisand effect. Like when you go so crazy about something that people wouldn't have noticed, then suddenly go, okay, well, what am I not supposed to see in this documentary? And I, of course, instantly watched it. And it was, by the way, very poorly put together, which is why it made it even crazier. It seemed like a very budget film that was put together. It looks almost like a PowerPoint, to be honest. And I remember watching this going, how could this documentary have caused this much craziness in the media? And then I realized that the point of the documentary that it was making that upset, and this is why the ADL got involved, was the documentary makers, that is, were alleging that the current Jewish people that are in Israel are not, in fact, biblical Jews, and instead that the people that were brought over in the transatlantic slave trade from Africa to America were the original Hebrews, okay? So parking aside whether or not you agree with that, I have obviously no idea. How strange is it that that would cause that sort of a reaction? I mean, we live in a time where a man can say he's a woman and a woman can say that she's a man. You can quite literally wake up and pick your gender and pick your species, and people will be affectionate towards you. They feel so bad for you. They have sympathy. It's like we must do more to support these communities. They're not confused as who they are on the inside. But for Kyrie Irving, there was no grace. It was like, no, this is so wrong, and you're going to lose your entire life for even exploring that idea. What it led me to think was, it is quite sad when you consider that so many of us have no idea where we come from. Like that, to me, was the bigger point.
Oh, yeah.
That
Here we go.
there are so many people on this planet who have no idea where they come from. I'm one of them. I can't go back beyond a couple of generations. And the reason for that is because of war. It's because of slavery. It's because of large human trafficking efforts that take place. And typically it's because, well, how does it happen? Because you should know. We should be able to say exactly which tribe we all came from in the Bible, because you would just think your relative then tells their descendant and tells their descendant and tells their descendant forever. And we could just look at our family history and go, yeah, my great, all the way going back Bible, this was us. But we can't do that because you have situations where like a bomb is dropped, and like one kid survives. It doesn't even have a memory of his father or his mother. You have people that were separated, as African Americans were when they were first brought over from Africa, Black Americans, separated from their families, being traded all across, quite literally no memory. I mean, I have part in my family. My grandfather's grandmother was fully Native American. I wish I could learn more about the Cherokee Native Americans, and her given name, because they made them change their names in North Carolina, was like Eliza, my grandfather's grandmother. I know nothing about her. And there's something about that that's spiritually very wrong. And like I said, everybody across the world has gone through this. There's something that puts us in a very vulnerable state when we don't know where we come from. Now, why am I saying this to you? I want to show you this clip.
Oh, yes, Candy. Please tell us, why are you saying that we need to be more focused on the ancestors when you are a Christian, supposedly? Why do we need to be focused on the ancestors? Please enlighten us.
That I saw circling on Instagram from a guy named Manly P. Hall. I don't think he's alive anymore. He was a Canadian author, a lecturer, and an astrologer. And he said something that I thought was of quite a lot of substance. Take a listen to it.
The average person who goes to school has no idea why humanity exists. He has no idea concerning a spiritual factor in material existence. He has no general comprehension of the rules of life as these differ from the rules of social and political structures. He does not know where he came from. He does not know why he is here, and he has no idea where he's going. And on this compound ignorance, we offer degrees and make brilliant scholars of the people who have never answered any of those questions. It is one of these amazing things that we have created a great hierarchy of well-lettered ignorance. We have made everything subservient not to wisdom, but to the passing advantages of the hour.
If you don't know where you came from, you know nothing. I mean, that's the reality. When he says that we parked aside wisdom, and replaced it with something else. That is the truth. That is what comes from ancestry. There's a certain wisdom that comes from ancestry, which is why it becomes important to understand, well, if we don't know history, we know nothing. Everything is becoming an ever present. What if there was a group of people who could quite literally, knowing every single name, trace, or maybe there's more than one group of people who can do this straight back to the Bible? That would be so impressive, and they would have so many answers, and they would truly have a leg up in life. And this was something that also crossed my mind.
Isn't this fascinating coming from a Christian? Do you find that this is now she has given you, laid the foundation? Because some of it is true. Some of it is true. There are people today who don't know where they come from, who would like to know. You forget your granddaddy. You don't even know who your daddy is. Okay? That's important. But a couple generations back, most people don't. That's not life-changing for you to know. Okay? But if you are a Christian person, a Christian, I don't know how you think that knowing who your ancestors are, y'all don't understand what this woman is saying is like, it is the occult. That's like African spiritualism. It's some occult stuff in there. It ain't the Bible. That is for sure. And Candace is a Christian when she's saying this foolishness. This woman is telling millions of people that your ancestry, that's where you're going to get your wisdom from. Not the Bible, not the Holy Spirit that's supposed to be living inside of you. Jesus said, who is my mother? Who is my father? It's those who do the will of my Father in heaven. Okay? Who is my mother? Who is my brother? It's those who do the will of my Father. Excuse me. So clearly, Jesus is not concerned with who your great granddaddy was. He want to know, where is your heart today? Choose you this day whom you will serve. People think that Jesus's words is just cute and fun. No, it is it is life sustaining. He's he's telling you, when you come into things like this that people say that sound good, that sounded real good. It sounded real cute, but it is full of lies. Ain't nothing that Candace said was a whole truth. Knowing who your ancestors are is not going to give you wisdom and a leg up in life. Girl, some of them people didn't even have leg ups in life, their own self. But you supposed to tap into their wisdom. How is knowing who your granddaddy was going to help you maneuver life today? Right now, I'm talking about how does that work? Miss Woman of God? Miss God gave me this platform, and I see this is why I don't watch Candace, because she really works my nerves, because the lies come out so smooth. They are so subtle. She's good. When the Bible says the enemy, he was more crafty, it means subtle. It's not obvious. We want to say, oh, if I was Adam and Eve, I would have did this. No, you wouldn't have, because you would have got taken too. He's that good. I think people sleep on the enemy. You think that because she cute, she got the little, she's got the earrings, and, she's got a nice smile, and, she puts, the words are so nicely done. And she just, she's so articulate. She's just, she just lays it out oh so well. And it's full of the devil. Good. Like it's crazy. Let me read some of y'all comments so I can calm down. And so, yes, did I say Astroglide? I meant what did I say? Is what is it called? So, y'all, somebody had it in the chat that was right. I know I said Astroglide, which is not correct. It's It is astro something. Astral projection, that's what it is. The astral projection. All of that ancestry, tapping into the ancestors and those are occultic things that do go along with the astral projecting type behaviors. That's what those people do. Karen says the crazy evil stuff Candy talks about on her show. It's a lot. Even beyond that, astrology is demonic. True. Did she mention astrology? Who mentioned astrology? Tracy Bina says Candace despises the Bible. I believe it. I really do. I was just under the impression that Candace thought she was a Christian Catholic. She is under that impression. I don't know why. I mean, she's under that impression, but it's not it's just not true. Man's wisdom is foolishness with God. Amen. Ancestral worship is idolatry. Hello. Why is she going on and on about the ancestors? How is that supposed to help you? But she's the one. Everybody wanted those. Candace knows. Ciao. Megan says Candace is trying to pull the wool over our eyes by dangling in front of us things she deems as wrong, but then completely emulates the same thing. It's all projection and manipulation. Facts. Ancestral worship is also Native American. That ancestral worship is old. It is an old thing. It's nothing new. The enemy has been doing this kind of stuff for a very, very, very long time. So it's African, it's Native American. It's been all over. It's been all over. Karen says, Candy says she asked her priest about the scripture if she needs to know anything about the Bible. Well, she didn't ask him about this one. And my Bible tells me that, because of Jesus, we can go to God ourselves. I don't know did they tell her that in where did they go? Catechism or whatever? Did they tell her that? Tom Morris says, no matter where you come from, the real question is, where are you going? You better preach, Tom. You better preach. I don't care where your granddaddy came from. I don't care where your grandmama came from, or your auntie or your uncle. Do you know where you're going when you drop this body? When this body can no more function, and the real you, your soul, that's the real you. Your body can drop and I'll still be talking. Y'all might not see me, but I will still be talking. You might not see me or hear me, but Keisha, my personality, my thoughts, my will, the thing that animates me is my soul. What a unique thing. God created souls. It's pretty cool. And once this falls and goes in the dust, where you going? Because the real you is going somewhere. And you better know. Megan says it's just another way to obfuscate from accountability. Julie says Candace is not born again. She's not. I wish she was. I really do wish Candace was born again. Because if you were born again, you would not be thinking about, well, my ancestors. I mean, it's not, don't mishear me. I'm not saying it's not cool and to know to know your family history, to know your family tree, to know, things like that. Oh, I get my eyes from my mom or my smile from my dad, whatever. Oh, grandpa, wrote to grandmother, he was separated by war, and you find their this actually happened to me. I had the opportunity to live with my great grandparents. My mother took care of them when I was young and up until their last days on the earth. And A lot of history there, a lot of, things that, yes, you can learn from your grandparents and, people in your family. But I'm not trying to, that's not going to give me wisdom today. Okay. That's not going to happen. Let's see. Megan says, is all Gnosticism, in my opinion. Christless conservatism leads to paganism. I was going to say, yeah, pagan, or just like you. I was thinking Candace, but I don't think Candace was ever a conservative. But yes, I agree. Christless conservatism leads to paganism. Candace astroglided right into full on Alice in Wonderland down the rabbit hole mode. Okay. The astro projection we're going to talk about next week. We're going to talk about the occult and how these things, what that is all about. This girl is reckless. Let me see. Tracy says this isn't biblical either. Anton LaVey used to astro project. Exactly. That opens doors that ought not to be opened. Exactly. It is an illegal operation in the spiritual realm. It is not. You are being led by demons. Demons. You are collaborating with demons. Lord have mercy. Gene gives us, he says, Romans 12:2. Candace, I missed that reading. Renewing the mind. Yes, let me read that. This is one of my favorite scriptures. It says, and do not be conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind, that you may prove what is that good and acceptable and perfect will of God. The renewing of your mind proves what is good and acceptable and the perfect will of God. It's the evidence. It's something that people can see. They're going to say, "Oh, what is that? You're different." There has been a renewing of your mind. She definitely missed that one. She missed a lot. Jean. Megan says maybe she wants to elevate her ancestors because her father and mother abandoned her basically to her grandparents. I don't know, but that ain't gonna work either. She needs to cling to the only one. Just cling to the one that made her grandparents and her mom and dad and her, who loves her. God loves Candace more than she knows. And the things that she has given herself over to hate her. The entities that she's entertaining and astro projecting with and doing all this stuff, those entities hate her. They are grinding up her soul so they can sift her like wheat. She can't see it. Because when you believe the lie, you are blinded from the truth. That's why nobody can't say nothing to her. It's just totally blind. She's the bird lady out here. Tracy Venus says, I used to love paranormal stuff. I no longer find it interesting. That stuff is nothing to play around with. It's nothing to, Megan says, Candace knows, she just doesn't know yet. Oh man, God created me. I am responsible for me, myself, and I. Listen, you better know it. You better get yourself right. Tracy, I see a lot of paranormal investigators, spirit mediums who are now Christians. They open a door and something demonic happened to them. Yes, that is true. Like like about 10 years ago, that was a really big thing. I don't know if you guys remember that. It was a lot of occult people coming out of the occult. They was into that new age. They had gotten really deep. And there are all these, they would be like, oh, I was sitting in my room and I was meditating for hours. And this orb, I just saw this orb come in, or this beam of light. It just came in and it was talking to me and it told me it was my spirit guide. And all of a sudden, when I didn't want to do what it started trying to get me to do, it started being really mean and nasty to me. Yeah. And they called on the only name that can handle stuff like that, the name of Christ, Jesus. They called on the name of Jesus, and it was the only thing that would get them out of the trouble that they brought upon themselves. What a loving God. All right, DT. Thanks for watching. I appreciate you. Have a good weekend. Caleb says, when Candace talked about knowing where we are from, I assume she meant like Adam and Eve, but clearly she meant something else. You see what I'm saying? That's exactly what I'm talking about. Because it sounds very innocent. It doesn't really catch you. Like, we're watching this knowing the new stuff that she has said. This was over a year ago. And when people are saying these things to you, it runs by your brain so fast. That's one of the reasons why she throws all of this stuff out there. The enemy does. Oh, I'm going to just throw a bunch of stuff out there. So you don't really get a chance for the words to really sink in to understand where she's actually talking about. But these are the things that these are the words, the devices that the enemy uses to slowly take you down a path without you noticing. It doesn't feel like you're being drugged to hell. You're not kicking and screaming and hollering and stuff. No, because you're actually walking to hell yourself. You're doing it. So it doesn't even feel, it doesn't feel like you're doing anything wrong. Julian says, I care. It's great to know history and learn from it, but not to worship it. Absolutely. Of course, know history. We should know history. We should appreciate history. We should, if we can, know our, grandparents and our ancestors, if we, sure. But to think that we're going to get a special knowledge from them, that's what she's saying. Oh, you're gonna be able to tap into a leg up. What you mean? And she already said it's spiritual. See, like, put it together. This is a spiritual thing, she tells them. It's gonna help you be like God. It's gonna give you some wisdom, right? Did God really say, don't you want to be more like God? I'm going to back this up just a little bit. And right, this part right here, y'all see, this is the most replayed part. That's what it says. Most replayed part.
Nothing. I mean, that's the reality. When he says that we parked aside wisdom and replaced it with something else, that is the truth. That is what comes from ancestry. There's a certain wisdom that comes from ancestry, which is why it becomes important to understand, well, if we don't know history, we know nothing. Everything is becoming an ever-present. What if there was a group of people who could quite literally, knowing every single name, trace, or maybe there's more than one group of people who can do this straight back to the Bible? That would be so impressive, and they would have so many answers, and they would truly have a leg up in life. And this was something.
You could trace your ancestors back to the Bible. It would help you have a leg up in life. How? Thank you, Julian. Greater is he that is in you than he that is in this world. Your ancestors are in the world or were in the world. I can say Candace doesn't even know what she thinks she know. That's a fact. Let me see. This says, I sent a link for Rattlesnake TV and Andrew was in a video about let's see. Oops. Hold on. Let me every time okay, let me try to grab that. All right, we're gonna do about 10 more minutes. And then I got to see what the hubs is doing. All right, let's see what this is.
Candace Owens has a new theory, Andrew. I think it's compelling, and I'm going to tell you why.
Hang on.
this.
But I also have a new theory.
Okay.
This is why you never listen to women, ever.
Okay. Well, we'll debate about it soon, okay?
Well, sometimes. Some women.
Okay.
Let's have a listen first and hear what she actually said, because it's what you like to do.
It is an absolute fact that Charlie Kirk thought that he was a time traveler. He told me he was a time traveler repeatedly. I showed you guys that text message exchange. I said to him in response that I didn't feel the same way and that I thought I was from another planet, that I was an alien my entire life. Just do not get it here. This planet is ghetto. That's how I feel. I don't understand it. The rules don't make sense.
No, Candace. You're ghetto. You are ghetto with all of this foolishness. You are the ghetto one, girl. The ghetto is coming from you.
Sense. I think that's also why I like cats so much. I feel that they can relate to that. They think humanity is ghetto. They don't want to be around us. They don't like us. They know it's ghetto. It is ghetto here, right? A CIA's project Looking Glass. Essentially, there were these whistleblowers, like I told you, in the military and within the CIA apparatus that came forward to reveal that the deep state had a technology, which they stole, of course. Please do not miss the part that I keep explaining to you. These people are not smarter than you. They're just more evil. They steal, they plunder, and they steal things, and then they rewrite history and pretend that
That's one of the main problems with humanity. Humanity always thinks that it's somebody else. Like we always like to think that we aren't capable of the thing that we are pointing at somebody else for. You know what we like to think that we are, somehow it's the same thing like Adam. If we were Adam and Eve, we would have never done that. Like, it's the same thing. Like, we always think we are like better. But the Bible shows us these broken people so we can see ourselves. That's why God uses, because we're all broken. That's the point. We're all broken and in need of a savior. Caleb says, leave the cats out of this. Exactly. They don't deserve this.
they were geniuses. Anyways, they have a knack for murder. They have a knack for theft. And this time, just like a lot of times before, they stole a device from the ancient Sumerian civilization that's located in modern day Iraq. Very advanced civilization. They're obsessed also with Egyptian civilization, as we discussed yesterday. The Satanists kind of taking and reintroducing these things. First,
exactly. That's how I feel.
They keep them to themselves. They hoard these things, and then they kind of give us certain aspects of technology as time.
It's based on the future of the cradle of nation and theory is.
Okay.
They brought, of course, a lich pin for the video that she links to is the idea of numerology. But here's what the actual theory is.
Okay.
So, Zachariah Sitchin finds the emerald tablets. Okay, not kidding. Finds the emerald tablets, which tell the story of Atlantis. Did you know about Atlantis?
Yes.
Okay, great. Atlantis was an advanced civilization, and they made contact with aliens. And what happened when they made contact with these aliens is they made a cross hybrid, which was a mix between the perfect human known as Edom, or you would know him as Adam, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Edom, the perfect human, banged one of these alien overlords, and out popped, well, humans like us. And, well, they put them in Iraq. Of course, the Garden of Eden, that's in Iraq, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's where it's supposed to be. And so So facto, we have the cradle of life right there in Iraq. It's an alien hybrid. Now, then we also have this thing that comes up later called the chronovisor. The chronovisor is another way in which you can see into the future. The Catholic Church has it in the Vatican. It was invented by Catholic priests, no doubt, right? These chronovisors. But before that, the Sumerians would use a form of witchcraft, literally known as scrying, where they would look into the glass and they were able, when they looked into obsidian particularly, to see the future, and then they could make assessments based on the future. What's really interesting about this is they didn't seem to be able to make the assessment that their whole civilization was going to fall. The way that it's explained away here as to why it is that the system is losing control is because somehow all timelines bottleneck. And about the year 2012, this has something loosely to do with Y2K and its conditioning over humanity. And because all these timelines bottlenecked, now the elite have lost control. They can't read the future anymore with their scrying devices, whether that be the chronovisor or it is the advanced technology, which was stolen from some Middle Eastern shithole somewhere, which is now plugged into computers. And because of this, they can't see the future. They can't make predictions. So the whole system's falling apart, you see. The whole thing, because they can't predict what's going to happen anymore. And so Charlie Kirk, who knew this, he was from the future, you see. He knew all about this, and he knew that these timelines converge and it's all going to fall apart. So he came back and took advantage of that by trying to create a coalition of people in order to stop this coming apocalypse.
Yep.
That's the actual theory.
Yep.
If you tie it all together.
Well, I think you've done a pretty good job of tying it all together now.
Mm-hmm.
And Candace, he actually sought her.
That's crazy. Wow. And Charlie being a time traveler stuff comes into play here that Candace has pushed. Wow. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's like watching somebody who's into some really weird, bizarre, strange stuff and claim to be a Christian and just like not exhibiting any Christian. Like, where is the proof that, like, where's the fruit that Candace is a Christian? But she's still watched by all these people who say that they're Christians. She's still, she's looked at as a Christian. I don't understand. So I said, and the goat. Sometimes there's a fine line between weird and demonic. What are you saying, Julian? A smoking Christian? Oh, because Andrew. I don't know if smoking doesn't make him a Christian. I don't know him. I'm thinking about a person. Like if a person smokes or cusses. Now, if you are excessive and you're always doing it, you're not like, what I'm saying is I know that there's always a sanctification process. Some stuff drops off right away. Some stuff takes a while. Some stuff is a stronghold. Some stuff you got to really fight. I don't think that, we want to honor our bodies. We want to honor God with our bodies. We want to honor God with our life, our whole life. I'm just saying, just because we see someone doing a thing is not necessarily, it doesn't necessarily mean that they aren't a Christian. Candace is on a whole nother level. She's not like, you see what I'm saying? Okay, Candace doesn't smoke. Candace, not that we don't see Candace smoking. We don't see Candace drinking. Does Candace cuss? I mean, let's just say she wasn't doing any of those things, but she was full of bitterness. She was full of, all of this other stuff. It's stuff that you can't see. You know what I mean? Like, so, let's say she was doing stuff that we on the outside we couldn't really see. We wouldn't say that she wasn't a Christian. We wouldn't even, we wouldn't know. So I don't know. I just don't. What scripture are you saying, Julian? 2 Thessalonians 2 what? Sorry, honey. Sorry, y'all. 1 second. Talking to my husband. Sorry. Bye, Karen. I'm actually about to jump off as well. I'm about to jump off. I was trying to see what Julian was, the scripture he was bringing up. Okay, skinny lad. It says sexual immorality is the one that will always catch up to you in hello. God detested. That's true. It will always catch up to you. Let's see. Megan says okay, and I see no problem with the weed. The cigarettes I can see as degrading your body, but I use it for anxiety. I'd rather smoke a cigarette than have high blood pressure. I mean, but I think God can. I think God can. I think he can heal those things. I'm not saying that he 100%, will. Even Paul was like, there was a thorn in his side that God left there. It was for his good. This is my thing. This is where I'm at with people. Fruits of the Spirit is what I don't see in Candace Owens, flat out. Like, okay, somebody, because when we get into like the drinking and the smoking, everybody has a thing that they will point to and say, see that one thing right there. But it's like, okay, well, Jesus did make wine. Like, I know we don't like to use that, but it's not an excuse to like drink as much as you want. But Jesus did make wine, and the good wine. You know what I'm saying? That is a fact. For a party. It was for a party, and they were celebrating, and we should be mindful of not being excessive and things like that. I'm just saying, I don't think that makes somebody not saved. That's what I'm saying. If you don't have a particular personality, it's not a big honest for so yeah, I mean, I'm not I don't, some things I'm not like you're going to hell. Like some things I just I just don't that's me personally. Let's see what this scripture said. Maybe this scripture is about to correct me that Julian just gave me. That's a lot. That's a lot. You can you hone it in? You got 1 through 17, Julian. And I'm about to jump off because I got my husband and he my family needs me. Oh Lord. I'm trying to find the scripture. I'm not sure. Julia, maybe you can. The flesh is weak, but the spirit is willing. This is the spirit. I'm allergic to most alcohol, so I haven't drank in almost 20 years, basically, except for get it. it's also a fact that the Bible warns us not tearing along with the wine, but it is not prohibited. Exactly. You know, it's like certain things. But anyway, I don't even want to get into any of that. I don't think, you know, the main point is what Candace Owens was doing. You see what I mean? Like, no shade, Julian, but it's like, if we focus on he smokes, he's not saved. He drinks, he's not saved. I mean, Jesus made wine. He literally did. But there are some Christians who will say you are not saved because you had a drink of wine. Anyway, Candace Owens is causing millions of people to be led astray by deceitfully using her language devices. When the Bible talks about don't be ignorant of Satan's devices, he's not talking about drinking and smoking. He's talking about your thoughts. Don't be ignorant of Satan's thoughts, his schemes, the things that he's trying to do. What are those things? It's like words that people say, their thoughts being transferred to you, and you believing those thoughts. That's what God is talking about. Those are devices. It's thought, rhetoric. It's that kind of stuff. But anyway, all right, you guys. Well, you guys have a fantastic weekend. I hope you enjoyed the show. I hope you had some good laughs. Watch it back because the beginning was really funny. This was a great conversation, I think. Do you guys like this? The kind of like relaxed Friday. We like look at some funny stuff and laugh. Let me know if you guys enjoyed this episode, how we did today. So make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, and share this video out. You guys have a fantastic weekend. I will see you Monday during the day, and then we're also going to do our live. I have a fantastic show for you on Monday. It is a testimony from being a Muslim to Christ. Remember, Amir Barra, well, his wife is going to be joining us on Monday. You're not going to want to miss it. Her story is absolutely incredible. It's fascinating. So Monday, 8 p.m., and then you'll see videos throughout the week. Please like them, share them, and subscribe if you have not. Thank you. I will see you in a few. Bye-bye. Oh, I always forget. Thank you to my co-host. Thank you to Megan. Thank you to Karen. Thank you to DT for being great co-hosts, being great mods. Did I miss anybody? Thank you guys so much. Love you.